Now we're going to make our own YSU fabric. So we are going to do exact same thing. We're going to create a plaid fabric design, but this time we're going to use YSU colors. So again, we're going with custom 24 by 24 and 72 DPI. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and we're going to create our colors. So we want to get some YSU colors. So I'll go to pencil, make sure it's 1 pixel. I select a red color. I feel like this is more like YSU red. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave a little bit of white and I will also use some blacks. This time I'm making my layers a little bit higher, so let's see what happens here. And then, what I feel like this is too much black, so I'm gonna take that red and I'm going to go back and make some of this red. Okay. So we have a little bit of white, black, and red is our dominant color. I'm going to go select this. And define it as a pattern. I'll call it YSU plaid. And now I select all. You can always do Command A for this as well. And then I'm going to go fill this with this pattern. Okay. Now, if you double click on this layer, it's going to make this, instead of a background layer, it won't be one of the layers. I'm gonna Control Z on this. So if I double click on this, it gives me that on my other screen. So you're just gonna say, okay, okay. Now I'm going to duplicate this layer. And this is gonna be our plaid. Now go to transform and rotate 90 degrees. And now we're going to create a layer mask. And we're going to fill this with either a plain view or a twill. We already have those here, so I can select whichever. I'm going to keep the plain view this time. Okay, so we have this. Now, let's go to our image size. Okay, it is the small image size 24, so I'm gonna turn it to 96, or if you're on inches, all you have to do is, instead of 0.3, just make it 1.33, 72, okay. All right, so now I'm going to go to my background to select all and define it as a pattern. This is YSU plaid 2. And now I'm going to create a page that is 72 PPI. And now I'm going to fill this with our last pattern. Okay, now we have a plaid design. What we can do now is go find a YSU symbol. You can do a Y, you can do a penguin. So I'm going to go to Google. And I want to find something that is a little small because we want to add this to our pattern. So I'm going to say YSU small logo. I think I'm going to use a Y. So let's try this one. I'll copy this image and go here, go to our main pattern, and I'm going to first create new from clipboard and then paste the Y. Let's just do a quick selection here. It doesn't take the outside because the middle is white. So deselect. We're going to do, let's try a quick selection. Okay, I think we selected everything outside, so I'm going to inverse this. That way we have the Y selected. I say copy, and I come back to our main pattern, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, it is way too big, so let's go back. Let's see what happens when we decrease the image size. Let's make it 1 inches. And then I'm going to do the quick selection again. I'm going to make my size smaller so I can select this one more time. Okay, I think I got it selected. Now I'm going to inverse my selection. Down here, copy, down here, and paste. Okay, we got it. So now I'm going to make this smaller. What I'm going to do is I'll just put the Y in here. Okay. Now I'm going to select the entire pattern. So select all, define it as a pattern. And we're going to say YSU flag Y. Now go to print. And fill with this. Okay, I think it looks pretty cool. Now, since this is going to be your own design, what you can also do is put your name in here. You can just use text and put your name and make it very small. So I'm going to say Dr. Truel. And I'm going to make this pack. And let's see. Now, I usually use the move tool to make things smaller, but what you can also do is you can take this, edit, transform, and you can say scale. And this will scale that for you also. This is actually probably a better one to use. Now, I want to make it pretty tiny, and because everything else is red and black, I'm going to make the color of this a different contrast. So maybe I'm going to use a little yellow color here, just so it's visible. Okay. Okay, I want to make this very tiny. And you can even just write the year if you like. 2022, so that your design is. So what I want is, I don't want my name to be here like that. I'm going to do something different. You can actually save it as it is. Let's get a layer. So on this layer, I'm going to select ellipse, make sure it's on path, and I'm going to create a path here. Okay. Okay, now on this path, I'm gonna go to text, and you see when I'm here, this is what it shows. But when I come to the path, it kind of changes a little bit. So while it changes, I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to put Dr. throughout here. Okay, now when you do that, it actually follows that path, and I'm going to select this and change the size to maybe 9, or even smaller, 6. Oops, I'm only changing one letter. Let's change the size to 8. That's too small. 10. Let's do, let's do 12. Okay, so when it's on 12, I think that looks good. Now we can move it a little bit, but then at least my name is not just sticking out there straight. It just gives it a little bit of a cool look. Okay, and if we can move that down, maybe put it over here. Now I'm going to go to this layer, select this, and delete that. All right, so I'm going to save this now. And done.